Welcome back to the show. We continue our Ask the Expert segment with Brenda Hollingsworth, the personal injury lawyer. The number to call, 789-6559, extension 2803. You can always send us a message via our Facebook page, our Twitter handle, our email. Give us a call. Lots of ways to get your questions, and we're going to get to questions in just a second. So we had gone through really the do's and the don'ts, but those were the three critical off the top. At the scene, call the police. Head to medical attention. If you can't get to the hospital, get to the hospital. If not, get to a clinic. And then also ask for looking for witnesses.
That's right. If you're able to get their info, you'll save yourself a lot of trouble down the line.
Anything else that you had for do's and don'ts?
Those were at the scene. That's it. I mean, there's lots of things during the case, but you know, we can talk about that. During your case, you want to make sure you keep going to the doctor. You want to make sure that every time you go to the doctor, you talk about every symptom. If you stop talking about certain symptoms, it's like they've gone away. So that's really important. If your doctor makes medical recommendations, it's really important that you give serious consideration to following them. You know, that's a big thing. You know, you get a prescription for physio and then you don't go. That doesn't help your case.
It doesn't.
It does not.
And then you want to keep tabs on this, or the medical records themselves when you start to do the follow-up. We'll go through the list of where they've been and who's seen them.
Yeah, well, that's, I will collect that information. Their doctor also gets notes back from everybody they see. So when I get the family doctor records, I also often get all of those details too. It's really important to follow the recommendations. Plus, your doctor can get frustrated, right? If they're trying to help you and you're not doing what they say, it's really important.
Before we get to the question on the phone, this was something that we had talked about last time that you were on, and there was a lot of response coming to you from the guides that you have on your website.
Yeah, that's right. So we have the Injured Victims Guide to Fair Compensation, and we're on the second edition. This is a really helpful guide for anybody who's been through a serious accident and wants to sort of understand what they're being told by the insurance company, what they're being told by their lawyer. I don't have to be your lawyer for you to have this book. It's really intended to help lay people understand what's going on, because you're learning a whole new language, it's a whole new world, and we've had really excellent feedback. So you can order that for free on our website, which is askbrenda.ca. There's a form if you click here, and you'll be sent right into the site.
Perfect. I know that was very popular after the last segment.
Yeah, we had lots of requests.
Yes, that's great. All right, I do believe Caroline is on the phone from Pembroke. Good morning, Caroline. Are you there?
Hi, how are you?
We're good. What is your question?
My daughter, she's 24, she's in college. She went to a study group, and on the way in, everything was fine. It was raining. On the way out, the so-called puddle had frozen over. She tumbled down a set of concrete stairs, hurt her tailbone, her hip, and this was 3 weeks ago. She only went back to school yesterday. She is in major pain.
Right.
Now, because she didn't actually break anything, she basically is just in pain from falling. We took her twice to the hospital. We have pictures of the stairs, her injuries, her shoes. Can she go back and see that landlord and sue him for maybe, for example, the 2 weeks that she spent in bed and missed?
She wasn't in school. She's missed a number of weeks of school. So what happens in this situation?
So as far as the slip and fall, yes, if a landlord or a property owner hasn't properly maintained the property and you slip and fall, that gives rise to a claim. We've talked about that. Not every time you slip and fall is there going to be a claim. You're going to have to prove negligence, but if you have photos, and you know what often happens is there's a dip in concrete and water pools there, and then when there's a flash freeze, you've got a hazard. That can certainly be negligence, and you know, we'd have someone look at that. Then the question is, what are the damages? You certainly don't have to have a fracture in order to be able to sue. That's not a requirement. And I know from my practice that tailbone injuries, even if they aren't a fracture, are very debilitating and can last a long time. So you may well, or your daughter may well, have a claim. Then it just becomes a question of whether or not it's worth pursuing. If she has an issue that is better in a month, it may not be worth your while. Even though she suffered some hardship, the hassle might not be worth the while. But if this is something that continues sort of beyond a 4 or 5 week period, you certainly want to get a consultation with a lawyer. Sometimes the medical records describe better what's wrong with what the injury is than what you're told. So there might be more information that's helpful to you. But it would certainly be worth considering.
Well, and they have the pictures, they have the medical
that's right.
records.
They've done things right.
They have. So, and I remember you talking about the shoes. They had the shoes that in there as well. So, best of luck, Caroline, to your daughter, and hopefully she's pain-free.
Yeah, no, pain-free is better than a lawsuit. But if you can't be pain-free, for sure you should get a legal consultation.
Great information. We're going to get to another caller, but we do have to take a commercial break, so we'll get to the caller after the break. And if you have a question, you want to let us know, the information listed on your screen. There, of course, is also ways that you can get a hold of Brenda with all of her contact information as well.
But now here you are again, so